Hi everyone, I'm sitting here and just have some rambling thoughts in my head. I have been thinking a lot about um, my why of why do I want a better life? Why do I want more money? Why do I want to have a better income? Um, you know, I I've been thinking about this a lot. Just why is it that we focus so much on, we get so motivated, we get this like hype, because this is how I usually am. I really want something so bad. I want to try, I want to lose weight, like I want to build muscle. I see it, I want it, I set my goal. I am so hyped and motivated. I am doing everything that I need to do. I get on this, I'm gonna do it. And that motivation kind of wears out. And I was sharing with my little cousin, it just feels like motivation is not something that sustains us. We cannot focus on motivation to get to our goals. We have to focus at our why. Why do I want this? Because if we focus on that motivation to carry us through to our goals, motivation is just like it's tied up to our feelings. And how do I feel? Like today I'm feeling motivated, right? Tomorrow I might not feel motivated. Tomorrow I might not want it. Tomorrow I might be in my emotions and go back to old eating habits or spending habits or whatever. Motivation is like this. It's like a wave. You get these little, I don't know how to explain it, but you just get this little hype of energy of like, I want this and I'm gonna do it. And then it kind of just wears out. So I think that if you want something, whatever it is that you want, my why is going to be very different than your why. But for me, for example, I had a very difficult financial situation. This past year has been really, really hard. I don't want to use strong words like it's been hell, but it has been extremely hard. I don't want to share a lot about my story, but I had to fight for my son, for custody of my son, to be able to have my son half the time. It wasn't by choice. It wasn't anything I chose to do. I had to, I had to hire a really good attorney because I was going against someone that I in a way I was afraid of losing my son. And I was willing to lose anything and everything. I literally had told myself, I actually listed my house for sale. I lost faith. I lost a lot of faith, and I did whatever I could in my hands and my power to take control of the situation, which was listing my house for sale, spending any savings, any investments that I had. I pulled everything out and I did everything to try to take control of the situation, and it comes to a point where you are so stressed of trying to control a situation that you cannot control. You do not know, our hearing was reset, trial date was reset 3 times, meaning more legal fees, more stress, more time, more having to prepare, more having to collect information, more having to meet with the attorneys. A lot went into this, right? So anyways, to keep it short, it's $26,000 of what I've paid of legal fees, and situation was already tight to begin with. So my why in wanting to get started on something better, to make extra money, to make money on the side, because I have a full-time job, I have a career, I love my career, but I have found myself in a different place where I need, I see this season of my life as a blessing in disguise. Why I say that is it sucks being, in debt. Like, it sucks so bad. You feel like this weight on your shoulders of like, I can't explain it. It's just like this heavy weight. I maxed out credit cards. I always had really great credit, so it affected a lot. And for me, like, my identity is tied into what I have and what I don't have, unfortunately, like many of us. I had to learn to let that go. And so my why was, I need to pay this back, right? And I need a better life for my kids. My why is, I want more time with my kids. I don't want to have to work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, 2 hours driving. That's 10 hours away from my kids. One's in school, obviously. The other one's a toddler. There's no reason for him to have to go somewhere. The days that I do have him, as is, I already have him just half the time, and then having to put him in daycare, it just sucks. Like, I don't want that. I want my 50% of time that I have, I want it fully with my baby. And I'm yearning for that. When I say, like, my heart is set on, I will do something to make a change in my life. My financial situation will change. I want it so bad. So my why is my kids. I look at my kids and I see them and they need me. They need my time. I see my baby boy growing up so fast. I watch videos of like a few months ago and I'm like, oh my God, he's changing so much. Like, just, he's talking so much more. There was a point where he was just repeating everything we said. Now he's like, having his own conversations of what he wants to share with us and what he did at school. And it's no longer just repeating stuff. It's amazing, but I want to be present for all of that. I want to be fully there in my kids' lives. So the fact that I'm not there just kills me. And so my why is my children, and you have to find your why. When it comes to my financial situation, my why is my children. When it comes to my health, it's also my children, but it's myself. Like, I want to take care of myself. Why? Because I want to live a long, healthy life. I want to be present with my kids and my grandkids. I want to be running around. I don't want to be in a walker, using a walker. I don't want to be having to have oxygen or I see what my mom is going through, and it kills me to see that. I don't want to be 65 and dealing with heart issues, with high blood pressure. I don't, and I refuse to. And what can I do to change? What is in my control that I can do to avoid that? What can I do to help my situation to not end up with those issues that my mom has right now? So that is all that I can do, is what I can control. And that is what I put in my mouth, how active I am, how much sunlight I get, how much water I'm drinking each day, how I supplement my body. What am I lacking? Am I eating enough fiber? Am I taking in enough electrolytes, enough sodium, enough minerals, enough vitamins, protein? What can I do to help myself? So my why is going to be very different than your why, and so you have to figure that out for yourself. No one can decide that for you. Do not depend on motivation to sustain you to the end of your goal. Whatever it is that you're wanting to do, whether it's a change in career, whether it's make more money, whether it's losing weight, whether it's buying a house, whatever your goals are, and I'm just listing some random goals because those are the goals that I have set for myself, right? And so whatever it is, do not depend on motivation to hold you through. make a list of the reasons why. You want a better life. You want financial freedom. You want to travel more with your kids. You want more time with your kids. You want to be fully engaged and present with your kids, because a lot of the times what I've realized with financial problems, you're not fully present with your kids. You're worrying about finances. You're worried about, am I going to have enough to pay the rent? Am I going to have enough to pay the bill that I owe for this debt that I'm in? You have to find your why. And so, I don't know, I was just thinking about that. So I just wanted to share that, hopefully it's a little bit encouraging and it kind of gives you some direction. I would say list your whys, your reasons, there's multiple reasons. It's not just one. And every time you feel like giving up, every time you're not seeing profit as you wish you saw it, you're not seeing the scale go down like you thought it would, as quickly as it would, revisit your why. Why am I doing this? What is the purpose of this? It's hard. You have to understand that when you want change, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be easy. Nothing easy is worth fighting for. It's going to be hard. For example, when you're trying to lose weight, you're going to be hungry. The reality is you've gotten yourself used to eating a certain amount of food that you're going to be hungry. There's going to be nights where you're kind of like not starving, but your stomach is growling. I mean, I've started doing like intermittent fasting, and so I try to start eating around 12 and cut off around 8. And so I find my stomach growling in the morning, and it's like, I'm hungry. Like, the reality is I eat breakfast. I love breakfast. I'm used to eating. Sometimes I eat two breakfasts. Like, I eat like at 8 or so, and then I eat around like 11ish. And small meals, but like I'm hungry because I'm used to that. So when I'm changing it and I want something different and I'm cutting back on carbs or whatever, I'm feeling uncomfortable. That is the reality. When you're paying back debt, you're uncomfortable because you're not able to spend the way you want to spend. You're not able to do all the fun things you want to do. You're not able to just go, like for me, I sometimes like to treat myself. I like workout clothes, or I love workout shoes. I love certain things that I buy. And I'm not able to just go and I see a special or an email sent from like Nike saying whatever, 20% off, whatever it is. I can't just go in there and start buying the things I want because I want to, but the reality is that I have a goal right now and I want to get to my goal. So I am going to sacrifice, my wants for my ultimate goal. So it is going to be uncomfortable. And it's okay. And it's totally okay. And if you fall and you go for it, it's okay. Just don't do it again and again and again. Don't make it a habit, Like you're on a eating clean. I don't like to use the word diet because diets suck. Like you should not restrict yourself. You should find alternatives and eat better and eat more protein and eat better fats. You should be changing the quality of your food, right? And so, when people when you eat something you're not supposed to be eating, you feel like this little guilty feeling, and then you binge, because you're like, oh, screw it. Like, I already messed up. So don't do that. If you messed up, go back to your why and then, do different. It's not rocket science. Like, you don't have to go and, oh man, I messed up. Like, I'm screwed. Like, now I just gotta mess up the whole rest of the day. And then I'm gonna go and stop and get a Frappuccino. And then I'm gonna get pizza for dinner. Like, no. I ate a biscuit this morning, biscuit sandwich. That's okay. put it in my calorie trackers if you're tracking it, and then make healthier choices for your lunch and for your dinner, and that's that. So anyways, those are just little bits and tips and things that I was thinking of, because I am one of those people that I get super hyped about something. I get super motivated, and I am bouncing off the wall with, I am going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. And I found myself, like, there was a point where I wanted to do like Airbnb rentals and Airbnb apartment rentals, which is it's a good business, a good industry, but it's challenging, right? It has a lot of challenges. You have to think about a lot of things. And anyways, I was super motivated, right? The motivation was there. Then I got scared. I saw all the things that could go wrong. And my motivation kind of just faded out. And so, you know, if you want something and you really, really want it, and you've done your research for it, and you're investing in yourself and training yourself and learning from others' experiences and listening to people's testimonies, and you have set your small goals to get there, don't look at the big picture, just focus on small goals. We're not trying to become millionaires here. You might, and that's amazing, but don't focus on that. Don't overwhelm yourself with that. I mean, it is good to say, you know, by the age of 40, I want to be retired or a millionaire, whatever. But let's focus on what we can do today, what we can do this week, what we can do this month. What is my month's goal? What do I want to get done this month? What do I want to get done today? I am going to invest 1 hour a day on myself and on my growth. I'm going to read 1 book a week on self-growth, on business, on marketing, on whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Don't lose that spark. Don't lose that motivation. I know what it's like, because I've been there. I wanted a coffee shop so badly. I wanted to start a coffee shop. I literally had done business boards. I had done designs of how I wanted it. I had looked up locations. I had looked up the rent for the locations where I was looking to potentially open this coffee shop. I was looking at how much money I was going to need out of pocket and how to find investors and how to find loans. I had signed up for some business classes on how to get some loans. And then the fear of, what if I fail? What if the coffee sucks? What if it's too much work and like I'm working 15, 20-hour days? Like, I started thinking of all the things going wrong, and I'm all by myself, and like I have no one, you know, it'd be just me alone, and you know, how am I gonna do this, raising 2 kids and blah 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 and this and that. Fears will take you down a black rabbit hole where you cannot get out. Like, it's hard. So you have to kind of learn to, okay, let's look realistically. What are the facts here? And what are just my mind, you know, putting all the negative scenarios of what if this business fails, what if blah, blah, what if... You have to understand that businesses will potentially fail sometimes, and it's okay. Like, you will get back up. You will learn from that experience. But anyways, I ramble, but what I came here to say is, don't focus on motivation. Like, focus on your why. Why do you want it? Why do you want it? I love my kids so much. So much. I love them so much. And I want to be with them all the time. Like, I'm at work and I'm like thinking, like, I want to be with my baby. I want to pick him up so bad. Can I go get him? That's my why. I want my babies. I want to be with them. And that is my why. You know, what is your why? Is it your children? Is it that you really want a family so bad? You know, is it that you really want a house? Like, you want to give your kids a home? Is it that you see your mom, your you know, your grandparents with a lot of health issues and you don't want to end up like that, you have to find out your why. Anyways, that's it for now. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and yeah, bye.